Here we are at September. We've already made our call ups. We did indeed bring up Drew Thorpe. He's going to get some work in the starting rotation. Felt like overall he had a really good season in AAA, barring the one game where he didn't make it out of the first inning. And then the other guy that we brought up was Brooks Baldwin. Not that we have any intention of not seeing Colson Montgomery finish the year. I just feel like Brooks Baldwin deserved a shot to come back up to the major leagues. He's had a really good year in AAA. But that's going to be our only two people that we bring up. No need to bring anybody else up. No reason to send anybody down. Has several options. Tristan Gray was a candidate to come up. And then, Maya right here got brought up to replace Brooks Baldwin. We thought about maybe bringing Sean Burt back in and letting Drew Thorpe finish out the season in AAA, but I need to see what he can do against some big league competition. From an offensive standpoint, not a whole lot to talk about. Josh Rojas has been doing pretty well against right-handers in the third base spot. Showing up Enrique Hernandez, I don't know how much more we're going to see of Enrique in the starting lineup. He may go back to being a rotational piece for us. Nicky Lopez has had a very up and down season. At some points, he was, really solid batting average, and then he'll come back down, and then he's kind of middled out right here at 227. But not a too terrible of a year for him. Luis Arraez, absolutely killing it at the plate. Probably our best offensive acquisition. He's up to a 78 overall, and he is killing it right now. Lawrence Butler would find his way back to the cleanup spot, at least against right-handed pitching. Got his average up to a 210. Home runs kind of took off, so whatever was bothering him at the beginning of the season, he seemed to correct. Encarnacion has been splitting time with Davis Schneider, and they're doing pretty similar right now. Encarnacion, obviously, with us all year. We got Schneider closer to the trade deadline. So we're looking pretty good at left field right now. Andrew Vaughn has been absolutely destroying it at the plate as our DH against right-handers, and then he plays first base in left-handed rotation. But I've kind of played with the idea of maybe moving Andrew Vaughn to second base. Haven't made my mind up yet. Arm strength isn't where I'd want it to be for a second baseman, but I want to see if we can kind of train it up. So it's possible we could be seeing him at second base. Luis Robert Jr., he recovered. He's gotten back to his typical batting average. Home runs is a little bit to be desired, but defensively, we got to hang on to him, and we still have at least a year left of his contract. Whether or not he earns an extension remains to be seen. We've already talked about Colson Montgomery a little bit. He is having a phenomenal year at the plate, in my opinion, hitting 262. Doing really solid. Cowtill, since the Ethan Solis trade, has really stepped up offensively. His defense has gotten a little better as well. But the whole reason we made the Ethan Solis trade was because I wasn't sure if Cowtill was the answer. And I guess Cowtill decided to answer that call. Leaves me in a little bit of a limbo with what to do with Miguel Amaya. We'll have to kind of see how the offseason goes. At this point, I have a lot of catchers that are around the same skill level, so it's like, I guess whoever does better in the spring is going to be the ones who get the call. But we're going to get into some games here, get us a couple looks at Shane Baz. I flirted with the idea of doing a full game. I just feel like it's going to take too long. So I think we're just going to take a couple looks at Shane Baz, maybe get a Drew Thorpe game, and then possibly take a look at some of the batters that we have interest in. We'll kind of let things dictate, but I don't think a full game is going to be what we see here in September. It's going to at least get us to the off season. I don't know how much of the off season I'll show. I'm kind of tempted to just do the off season in one single episode. Here we go. Chicago White Sox taking on the New York Yankees. Get us a look at Shane Baz after his very large contract that he signed with us. I did that. Maybe it was a little bit premature to give Shane Baz that kind of contract, but the way he's been progressing, figured now would be the time to kind of do that to really get us ahead of the market, because I feel like the longer we wait, the more expensive he would become. So I wanted to go ahead and secure him to a longer contract, so I don't have to worry about it. First pitch, 98 mile per hour fastball. A little high though. In terms of other players that are potentially going to get a contract extension, I haven't seen enough to really deal out that kind of money. Strong possibility we move on from a few people in the off season. Haven't made my mind up on that too much. I just wanted to get a couple games of Shane Baz and kind of showcase why we decided that we were going to lock him up for the long term. So we'll get a couple games of him, maybe some other players, as Shane Baz tries to work through this first batter. I feel like the Yankees is a good measuring stick for Shane Baz and this too. So they're a very solid hitting team. Obviously, it's a team we would have to go through at some point eventually anyways. But the leadoff strikeout for old Shane Baz. Love to see it. 0-2 pitch. It's going to get to the second baseman, and we just barely get there in time. That's one player, though, our second baseman, Nicky Lopez. He's been playing really well this season. And playing above what we thought he was. I wasn't even sure if I was going to sign him in the offseason. Aaron Judge sends it right to third base, and fortunate enough, our third baseman actually gets the ball over this time. Been not a huge fan of the way Enrique's played. He hasn't lived up to my expectations, which were already low for him. We signed him as a low risk, low reward player. We just needed a third baseman, but they kind of playing with the idea of maybe moving Andrew Vaughn to third base, or maybe moving him to second base, and then moving Nicky Lopez over to third base. Haven't decided yet. My only concern with Andrew Vaughn is he's just not a great fielder. I mean, he's a first baseman. Looks like Jazz Chisholm's going to find left center right here. I only had one more out to get, but unfortunately it would not be here in the bottom of the second. But Andrew Vaughn has impressed me with his batting. So he's at least going to be on the team as a DH, as Shane Baz secured another strikeout right there to escape the bottom of the second. And first batter up, 0-2 pitch, bottom of the third. Shane Baz puts one right there, and Anthony Volpe sends it over the fence. Absolutely gets smashed. Don't like to see that. We got through the heavy hitters, in my opinion, and he's going to let one from Volpe escape right there. Shows you that Shane Baz is still a young, up-and-coming pitcher. Let's see how he does here. This was a bit of a battle, as you saw 8 pitches in before he finally gets the strikeout on the inside pitch. So, not necessarily a great recovery, but a recovery nonetheless. And then we get a 3-1 look right here from Pablo Reyes. Or no, Pablo Reyes is next up.
That's ball 4.
And Shane Baz walks him. First walk on the day. So now we got a runner on first. 1 out. And now Reyes sends it into deep outfield. Looks like he's going to find that left center gap. And it's going to bounce over for the ground rule double. So now we got runners on third and second with Aaron Judge up. And he's going to pop it up, fly out, right back to the pitcher. Shane Baz secures the out. 1 to go. Let's see if we can escape this third and get on with this game. And he's going to send him down looking. Beautiful pitch by Shane Baz. Got our bullpen warming up here. Iriarte and Cam Boozer.
1 ball.
Iriarte more of the long relief. Cam Boozer more of the short term. So manager, I guess, wants to see what Shane Baz does here in the fourth. Strikes out the first guy. Pitch count's a little high for Shane, so hasn't really done well in that department, but only allowing 1 run so far. I can live with it. We got 2 ourselves. Gonna get the easy out there. Love to see it. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Bottom of the 4th. Let's see what O'Shane Bass does. They're gonna ground out right to 3rd. Another easy out.
He's out.
Looks like Shane would come back out for the 5th for us. Got a full count look right here. They're gonna smash it deep left. Can Encarnacion get to it? He cannot. Anthony Volpe sends a second one out of the park. So that's 2 home runs allowed by Shane. It's going to allow the Yankees to tie it up, making it 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th. This might be the end of the day for O'Shane Bass. And it would not be. The manager still has faith in him to complete the inning, at least it looks like. 0-2 pitch. Sends it right to shortstop. And easy out. Easy out. Some good, solid recovery from Shane there. So now we got the home run, the 1 out. They're going to send another one deep. Is this one going to leave as well? It's not. It looks like it's going to go right to the edge. Lawrence Butler gets underneath it. Fly out for the batter. See if we can get this last out. Another one sent to deep left, but it doesn't have enough on it. Shane's going to get out of the 5th here. And that would be the end of the day for Shane. We would come out and win this one. We'd have some more offense later in the innings. And Chicago beats the Yankees 4-2. Iriarte gets the win. He came out in relief and did not give up the mound for the remainder of the game. Next game up here, I didn't want to do consecutive games in the series, so we're going to get a look at the Detroit Tigers here, wearing our City Selects, if I'm not mistaken. So Shane Bass is going to go up against Screwball. This was a pretty good matchup in the spring. Let's see what Shane does here. Pretty solid stats on the year for him. Can't necessarily blame him for having the 11-10 record. First batter is going to pop up. Catcher's going to get underneath it. Send him down. I believe Maya is behind the plate today. Needed to give Kyle Till a little bit of a break. And what a lovely throw by the third baseman. So, not only do they secure with an error, he's going to get to second. And just as you can see, just Enrique Hernandez is just, I think we might have to move on to him after the season. And now Shane Bass is going to allow a walk. So we're not starting off great here. 1 out. Runners on first and second. 2-2 pitch coming. And they're going to smash it to left. Is this one going to get down? It does. But it's a sacrifice fly for sure. Oh, no. They decided not to test the arm. Interesting move by Detroit there. I think I would have advanced the runner on second, personally. 2 outs here. And that one's going to get at the right center gap. Probably should have seen better reaction from Lawrence Butler, but again, a well-hit ball. It's going to bring 2 guys home. So Shane off to a very rough start here in the first. 22 pitches, 2 outs, still not done with the inning. And they're going to get another bat down. Another one makes it to right field. Another RBI for Detroit. 3-0 in the first inning. Like I said, Shane Bass is still got some work to do. Get the easy out at second there. I'm not having buyer's remorse with the contract extension that we gave him. I still think he's worth every dollar that we gave him. Would have liked to seen a better effort from second baseman right there to at least stop it, but it's just still going to be a single. It's a base hit regardless. I don't think we ever get it the first in time. We just don't have that kind of infield. Big swing for a strikeout right there. First one on the day for Shane. Wish we would have got one in the first inning. And Colt Keith rockets one out of the park. So a 2-run home run allowed by Shane right there. It is a very rough outing for the young pitcher. Still got some growing pains to get through, but that can be said for pretty much all of our pitching staff that we'll probably keep. We only got a couple veterans in rotation. 44th pitch for Shane right here. Only the second inning. And what a hit. That's amazing. Just bounces off of the third base right there. I thought that was going to go into the outfield. Barely fair. That's a little bit of luck on that one. Looks like we get a stop right there. And Shane Baz almost didn't make it in time. Nice play by the first baseman and pitcher right there, but it would seem that the manager has seen enough of Shane Baz today. Looks like he's going to go ahead and pull him. He will not complete the second inning, just allowing too many hits. Not his best outing for sure. And unfortunately, we're going to take the L on the day, lose 7-3. So unfortunately, halfway through September, Shane Baz would fracture his wrist and is going to be out for some substantial time. And since that means we'd have to bring another player to the 28-man roster for September, we decided to go with Bobby Dahlbeck. There was consideration to bring up another pitcher, Hagen Smith to be specific, but I felt like we just needed to bring up another position player, especially with how we've been performing at third base and what we've seen so far. And now let's get back to some showcases, shall we? We're going to get us a look at Colson Montgomery. Should be an interesting one, for sure. Young rookie's been having quite the year. Looks like he's going to get a base hit right here. White Sox already off to a quick lead here, 3-0 against Cleveland. We're only going to be looking at the at-bats for Colson. We've seen what he can do fielding-wise in our pitching showcases. I think he's going to fly out to right here. Will not advance the runner, unfortunately, but I've been impressed with what Colson's done so far this season. I feel like he's had a solid rookie year. Definitely showed that I don't need to really try to make improvements at shortstop. Another at-bat for him here. Chance to bring in an RBI.
Nope, that's inside.
Top of the 6th, 32. We got runners on the corners. He was Rookie of the Month in August. See if he can get some points in right here. Instead, he is going to get the easy out at second. Hate to see it from him. Another opportunity right here to increase our lead. Top in the 8th. Definitely need this. Runners on the corner once again. He's going to take a strike on a very bad swing right there. Would have loved to have seen some contact. Next pitch up, he is trying too hard, in my opinion. That was, oof. Good pitch, but, I mean, he should have let that walk.
Ball that's outside.
See, he didn't swing that time like he did on the one before, but see if he can increase our lead here. He's going to smash one deep. Doesn't have the distance. It doesn't look like it. It's going to be an out. Unfortunate. Unfortunate to say the least. Here we are in extra innings. Same game, tied 4-4. Bases are juiced. 2 outs. Would have liked to have seen us bring somebody home right there. At least go for it. But at the same time, Colson's got a pretty good batting average. Should be good for at least a single here. That was it. That was the one he turned on. He lets it go by. Interesting choice for Colson. It's 1-4 on the day. Be something to see the rookie get the win for the team right here, but it looks like he's just going to fly out. That's a shame. Almost got down. Almost got down. And we would lose 5-4. Not the best of looks. But that's okay. Because we're going to get us another look. Same team. Same series, I guess you should say. White Sox and Cleveland. Get us another look at old Colson Montgomery. Been playing around with some of our alternate uniforms. Some of our throwbacks from, the 1900s. I like the way some of them look like these. These are not bad at all. 2 outs, top of the 2nd. Got a runner on first. I'd like to see Colson Montgomery get an RBI in these showcases. But I don't really feel the need to add depth behind him. Big shortstop. Been playing with the possibility of maybe letting him try out other positions. Seems like he's a pretty versatile player. Just not making full contact with these pitches, fouling them off. But we got some other young prospects that I am excited about. Obviously, the people we've recently drafted, and then we got some other guys in the farm system. Brady Montgomery coming up in center field. He's looking pretty good, developing quite nicely. Might be making a spring debut. Maybe not this spring after the off season, possibly the spring after though. So he might have one more year in the farm system before we give him his first tryout in the spring.
Runner, he's going.
But I got a log jam at quite a few positions. Unfortunately, here we're gonna infield fly with Colson. But Bobby Dahlbeck's an option at third. Like what I've seen from him so far.
Nope, that's inside.
Second base seems to be pretty good. Nicky Lopez is having a phenomenal year at second base for us. Doing much better than I anticipated, as previously said.
Inside.
Looks like Cleveland is running away with this one. It's turned to a boat race. They're already up 7-0. See if Colson can jumpstart this offense just a little bit. Josh Rojas is another intriguing prospect we have. He's having a pretty decent year. Like how Colson's working through this pitch count right now, though. 3-1. See what he does. Gets a hold up. It's going to make it full count for him. But I think our biggest problem with the White Sox right now is just our inability to generate offense. I think we're doing about as well as we suspect in terms of defense. Here we are, top of the 7th. Cleveland gets more runs after the Colson Montgomery walk. Wouldn't do anything with it. That was a generous call by the ump there. Not giving Colson Montgomery any love. It's going to make it an 0-2 count. Not the best of showings from this White Sox team, by no means. But
Ball one.
We haven't had the greatest of years.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
A lot of contact from Colson. Just been working on his batting, working on his offense, trying to make him a well-rounded player. Just gonna send one foul right here. But overall, I'm pleased with the progress of some of our younger prospects. It's going to make the offseason pretty interesting. We got a lot of moves that we're going to have to make. We got a lot of depth at a lot of positions. Got to figure out what we're going to do with some of these players. Some guys might be, getting traded. Some guys probably just going to hit free agency because we're not going to bring it in. A lot of guys we got team control over though, so I think we've done good in that aspect. It's like Colson's getting him quite the pitching battle right here. And all them swings, and that's the one he don't take. Finally get some offense, though, out of these White Sox. Makes it somewhat respectable, I guess you could say. I mean, 10-2 is still not great, but it is what it is. Need to see Colson get a hit, though. And that's going to fall just foul. Thought we had a good one right there. I really did. He's going to smash one. He just... fly out, easy out, and the Guardians will win. Not a good look. Not a good look. Another look for you right here of Colson. I really want to get a good offensive game out of him. See if we can get it with the Royals right here. Not a bad batting average, though. Hitting 253 to this point. Royals in the wild card race. See if we can put a stop to that. Colson, come on now. Maybe you're just a guy that has really good offense in sim. Not when we watch. It's unfortunate. He's been doing really good. I was hoping to get some good showcases out of him. Maybe we'll get a good game. Oh, we get a good hit right there. He's going to find that right center gap. That's nice. That should be a double, at least. Maybe more. Colson ain't slow. Oh, beautiful. Young man's going to get a triple out of that. So first at bat of the game, and he gets a triple. We finally get some solid offense from old Colson Montgomery. Unfortunately, nobody would be able to bring him home. He's got a chance right here to score some guys in. Runners on first and second.
No strikes.
No outs. So we should be able to advance at least one runner.
Ball.
Good check, good check.
2-0 the count.
Seeing the ball well this game. Love to see that. 2-0 pitch coming for him right here. And feel like he was sitting on something off speed right there. Just swung a little late. 2-1 pitch. What's he going to do with it? I feel like I probably would have swung on that if I was controlling the batter. I like them low pitches. Don't know why. I just do. I think we need to work on Colson Montgomery's batting clutch. Oh, he smashes one to right field. Is he going to get down? Is it? Oh my goodness. 3-run home run for the young rookie. Love to see it. Didn't think we'd get to see a home run from Colson Montgomery. He's not known for that kind of stuff, but he absolutely smashed it 385 feet to right field. Love it for the young man. We're up 4-0. Colson's got a chance to bring in 2 more guys again.
Ball.
Can we possibly get another home run from the young rookie? I'm good with the 1. I'd love to.
Ball 2.
Or at least an
2
RBI.
balls. No strikes.
RBI would be nice here. Pad them stats for the young rookie. I'd like for him to be in the Rookie of the Year race. I don't think he'll get there. It's unfortunate, but I would like to see it nonetheless. Looks like they're scared to pitch to him, though. He's up 3-0 in the count. They're going to walk him?
Hike.
I respect the wait. I threw you 3 consecutive balls. And now they're going to walk him.
Take your base.
They're scared of the young rookie. Don't want him to send another 1 yard. Unfortunately, we would only bring home, I think, 1 guy out of that situation.
No.
Colson Montgomery back up the bat. 5-1 lead for the Sox. 2 outs already. See if he can get on base here. He's going to send it right to second base. It's going to be a ground out. Unfortunate. Final at bat for Colson Montgomery. And this one, bases are juiced.
Hike.
Top of the 9th. I would love to see a grand slam from the young man. Don't know that we'll get it. But nevertheless, at least get a single so we can bring 1 more run home for you. And it's not going to be, I don't believe, no. Unfortunate. Solid play by the Tigers defense, but it would matter not. Chicago's going to get out of here with the win. So a couple good looks at old Colson Montgomery. Like what I saw. Looks like our Knights would make the playoffs. The Barons would not. Looks like we got us another showcase. Ah, yes, now I remember. Drew Thorpe. For a second there, I thought we were doing another Colson Montgomery. But we're doing Drew Thorpe. I apologize. It's been a couple days since I recorded this. And now I'm doing my commentary for the game. And I forgot we were going to sneak in a Drew Thorpe game to end the season. So, young man's been having a pretty good year. We're going to start first pitch, fly out, infield. Good way to start for the young Drew Thorpe. Next batter up, 0-2 count. And Drew Thorpe delivers. They're going to send it to right field. Easy out for Lawrence Butler. Hopefully this will be a quick inning for Drew Thorpe. I know he has struggled, and anything we've shown him getting out of the first inning, they're going to smash one to right field, but it's not deep enough. He escapes the first without allowing any runs or any hits.
Let's go, Drew.
Top of the second, and I mean, they're sending him deep. He's got me a little worried. We know Drew Thorpe has a tendency to let them have an easy one somewhere. It's going to be a walk. It's unfortunate. So, first runner gets on base via the walk, and Josh Bell is going to send one up in the air. Easy out for old Colson Montgomery there. He's going to chase it in the outfield. Save Drew Thorpe the embarrassment of allowing a hit. And then they're going to smash one. It's going to get right by Nicky Lopez. Single for the batter. Runners on first and second now. 2 outs. Drew Thorpe needs to show me something. Get out of this inning. Nice stop by the third baseman. Can he get it there without an error? He does. And Drew Thorpe gets out of the second. To the top of the third now. And he gets a strikeout. First one of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Only took 3 innings. So, still a lot of improvement for Drew Thorpe to be made. Gets the man swinging right there on the outside circle change for his second strikeout. So, maybe he's got the jitters out of the way now. We'll see. Third strikeout. Very nicely done, Drew. Consecutive strikeouts to end of third. That is nice. Top of the fourth. No offense from either team. Drew Thorpe doing well with his pitch count. They're going to send one deep to center. This might get out of here. Up against the fence. Right at the edge of it. On the warning track. That one almost escaped. Drew Thorpe's probably letting loose a sigh of relief after that one. They're going to smash another one to center. Looks like Luis Robert Jr. is getting a workout. And he can't save it. It's going to be a home run for Cleveland. We knew it was only a matter of time for Drew Thorpe. He usually lets one loose. The problem with pitchers who rely on that break, sometimes they just leave stuff in the zone, hanging. Batter sitting on it perfect. So Cleveland up 1-0 after the home run. Drew Thorpe still overall not having a bad game in my opinion. Gets him another strikeout right there. I think I'd be okay with that. I'm not, it's a home run. You don't want to see your pitcher giving up home runs, but sometimes, well, there's a second one. Josh Bell sends one way out of the park. So Drew Thorpe allows 2 home runs now. I retract everything I said. It's an unacceptable performance in my opinion. 2 home runs. I can live with 1, especially from a young pitcher, but 2, don't want to see that. Manager's going to let him finish the inning, though, at least. They're going to send one deep left, and it's gone. Out of here. And that isn't a home run, but, the out. Get him out of here. Top of the 5th. And right to the third baseman.
That's an out.
Oh, Bo Naylor. Young man we tried to get to come to Chicago, but he didn't. Looks like our offense is trying to keep us in the game, though. We would score 1 in the 4th as well. See if Drew Thorpe can put this inning away right here. Only 1 more out to be had. Sends it right to the first baseman. Easy out. We escape the 5th. Top of the 6th. Drew Thorpe still out there. Manager has a lot of faith in him. Even after the 2 home runs, he's recovered well. We're going to bounce it to second base, and ooh, thought he was going to overthrow the first baseman right there. Had me a little worried. 1 out, 2 to go. Drew Thorpe sends the pitch, and right to third base. Always gets me nervous when he throws the ball. Haven't had the best of luck with third base this year. And somehow that's fair. What luck, you know? And just, we look like a little league team out there. No, that was embarrassing. See if we get us another look right here, just right down the foul line, sneaks past third base to stay fair, and then Encarnacion just misses it. It's going to lead to a double for the batter there. Let's see if Drew Thorpe can escape the inning. There we go. Very nicely done. We're going to get out of the sixth. That would be the end of the day for Drew Thorpe, and the Chicago White Sox would rally and get the victory. Love to see it. Love to see it. Not a bad showing from Drew Thorpe. Not a bad showing at all. Cam Boozer would come in with relief. He's going to get the win on the day. Now that the season has concluded, go over a few quick things and then conclude the episode. But in terms of league leaders, we didn't have anybody worth mentioning in that department. Luis Reyes was the only one who placed top 10 in anything, and it was batting average and I think total hits. We're going to go over some awards here. Looks like Aaron Judge is going to take MVP for the American League. Ozuna gets it for the National League. Cy Young goes to Screwball for the American League, and then Skeens gets it for the National League. Batting towel will go to Rafael Devers and Mookie Betts. Reliever of the Year goes to Emmanuel Clase and Jason Adam. Rookie of the Year, unfortunately, Colson Montgomery would not place for this. It's going to go to Sam Wilson and Guy Stanford. Hank Aaron Award goes to Rafael Devers and Brian Reynolds. Golden Glove pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, Hunter Green, catcher, Lee Rushman, I guess is how you say that. And Contreras, pretty sure I just butchered his name, in the National League. Josh Naylor, who we went after in free agency, gets first base Gold Glove. And Michael Bush gets it in the NL. Nicky Lopez, our very own second baseman, would get Golden Glove in the American League. Bryce Turing in the National League. Third base goes to Garcia. Rojas would place second. He rotated in and out with Enrique Hernandez. Madrigal for the National League. Bobby Witt's going to take it for shortstop. And Tovar with the Rockies. Left field goes to Jarren Duran, Trio. Center field is Varsho and Young. Right field is Abreu and Newtbar. Silver Slugger for DH goes to Peterson and Otani. Bruceman again for the AL gets it for catchers. Contreras, Tristan Cassius, and Alonso get first base. Second base goes to Bregman and Marte. Third base goes to Devers and Riley. Shortstop goes to Bo Bichette and Ella De La Cruz. And then for the outfield, it's going to be Aaron Judge, Yordan Alvarez, and Brent Rooker for the AL. And the NL, it's going to be Brian Reynolds, Ozuna, and Acuna Jr. And since we just went through awards, might as well go ahead and go through our roster. We'll go position by position and kind of touch on a few people here. Shane Baz, 11-11 on the year, 3.53 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. Looks like he progressed pretty well in a few things. We looking to get him back in the spring. Had a pretty solid year in my opinion. 2.7 WAR, pretty solid strikeouts per inning. Overall, I don't regret giving him that big contract that we did. Drew Thorpe came up in September. Posted very similar numbers to Shane Baz. Excited to see what he does in the spring, progressing quite nicely. Fortunately, we won't get to see his AAA stats that kind of went away, but we all know that he dominated AAA for pretty much the entire year. I think he went 3-1 in 4 starts, if I'm not mistaken. Negative WAR though, but not by much, but it's not bad. Really like what I saw from him. 5 games, 4 quality starts. Pretty solid. Dean Kremer was a pickup at the trade deadline to kind of compensate for some pitching we sent off. Still haven't decided if we're going to bring him back. Wouldn't mind having him back on the roster if we can get him for a decent price. Not the greatest of numbers. He did have a solid 10-3 record though, but ERA is a little high, whip's a little high for my liking. Not a 1 WAR, but we can live with that. But I could see a 2-year deal, possibly maybe 3, if the price is right. I'm not gonna I'm going to dish out a bunch of money. Then again, we're going to see kind of what we're dealing with. Robbie Ray, though, thought about we were going to bring him back. I'm not feeling it. He just did not perform well. Don't think he's going to be worth what he's asking to come back. If we get him on a discounted deal, possibly, because we just don't have that many pitchers. But was not impressive with his time with us, in my opinion. He's definitely not worth another $23 million, but we can get him for maybe under 10 mil. I consider it. Bryce Wilson had a very up and down year. Don't know how much more he's going to get better. His stamina is dropping. He's kind of reaching that point where if he stays with us, he becomes a reliever. Not seeing the benefit of leaving him as a starter. Just not a great season. 4-13 record. 4.2 ERA. Will a little high, not too bad. Only 5 quality starts out of him. Yeah, it's just not a whole lot to really garner coming back for a lot of money. Unfortunately, we don't get to look at Hagen Smith's AAA stats for whatever reason. The game brought him up to the major league level, even though he didn't. But he had a really good AAA season. Gonna let him come up in the spring. See if he can earn him a starting spot on the opening day roster. A couple guys down here in AA. Haven't decided if we're gonna bring Lou Richardson up from AA. I think he got rid of all their stats. Yeah, so we don't get to see their stats. Lou had a really good year though at AAA. He may stay for another year there, or at least half a year. Andrew Heaney, not gonna bring him back. Didn't have the greatest of years. Rotated in and out of the starting lineup based off of injuries and kind of what we had going on. Sean Burke, another AAA arm for us right now. Kai Bush played decent. I don't know why it swapped him and Hagen Smith. That is odd. I don't know why this game does what it does sometimes, but didn't win a single game. Solid relief arm through it for us throughout the year, in my opinion, though. He just, when we put him in there for starts, is what really killed him, in my opinion. Another guy that we may convert to a reliever if he doesn't get any better. Don't see a reason why we wouldn't bring him back. Ronnie Wells will spend another year at the AA level. So will Nunez, who got injured and missed most of it, and then Guerrero also will. In terms of relief, Murrieta, I think, earned a contract to come back. I know we have him on arbitration, but I may offer him a little bit longer of a contract. I think he did well as a relief. Karnacek, or Karnacek, however you say his name, not a great year. I mean, he had 33 saves. He served as our closer. 7 blown saves, though. It's tough. High ERA, high whip. Not really all his fault, in my opinion. Got him for another year of arbitration. We may just deal arbitration to him. Tommy Canil, we can get him back on a decent 1-year deal. I wouldn't mind doing it. He didn't have a terrible year. I mean, high ERA, but how much of it was his fault? 6-3 on the wins, 14 holds. I think he served well as a reliever for us. 4.52 FIP. I mean, one of the guys will kind of see what we have before we make that decision. Cam Boozer definitely going to be coming back if I don't give him a bigger contract. Big fan of Cam Boozer here. And just a great baseball story, to be honest with you. If you don't know the Cam Boozer story, I highly recommend, pull up his wiki. Or there's a documentary right now on Netflix for the Red Sox. Talks about his journey for Major League Baseball. It's a great story. Definitely, you should check that out. Uriarte really was well for us as a reliever. I know his stats don't really show it, but the few games he came in for us that I watched probably won't make it to any of the footage that we show here, but he did really well, in my opinion, as a reliever, and we're probably going to keep him there. We got him under team control for a while. Probably just renew his contract, give him a little bump. Murphy is most likely gone. Yeah, I'm not bringing him back. We're gonna let him walk. He's just going to continue to regress and continue to get worse, and we don't even hardly use him anymore. Catcher is gonna be the big story of the all season. We got a lot of guys in a lot of spots. All of them about the same. Some of these guys are gonna have to get moved around. Gonna have to really decide who I want to keep. It's gonna be really hard. Kyle Till did well at the major league level, in my opinion. Miguel Amaya, not so much. This is a scenario where we send Amaya down if we're gonna keep him. I don't know, a lot of decisions to be made at catcher. Probably going to have to move on from a couple of these guys. First base, can't complain with what we got. Luis Torres, definitely going to strongly consider bringing him on a bigger contract. He's got one more year left on it, but definitely would like to keep him around if, for the right amount of price. He was even an all-star this year. Be a 289 average, 15 home runs, really solid guy up in the front of our lineup. Want to definitely keep him around. Andrew Vaughn, haven't in mind up. He had a really good year. 21 home runs, kind of repeating what he did back in 2023. Really good at the plate, in my opinion. Average dropped a touch, but we saw a lot more power out of him. And he did have more at bats. It's just, do we keep him? We have him for 2 more years. I don't know. Maybe somebody we potentially trade off if we can get his fielding up enough, potential to go to second or third base, depending on how that arm strength kind of develops. Joe Ridley would progress a little bit. I wish we could have saw his stats. He didn't have too terrible of a year, but this is a guy that's probably going to spend a little bit more time in the minors. Second base, as you know, Nicky Lopez had a really good year. 1 Gold Glove. Really good defensively, offensively. He doesn't do bad. 227 average is about what I expected from him. Fills a very big need for us at second base. We have him on contract for next year, so we don't have to worry about this. But second base is something I want to look at in terms of the offseason. Third base, up and down year for Enrique Hernandez, in my opinion. Started off really good, kind of plateaued downward, if that makes sense to you at all. In the middle of the season, and they kind of picked it back up. But Josh Rojas really stepped up, improved quite a bit, had a phenomenal year at the plate for the caliber player he currently is. His potential even went up. No team control though, so we have to decide if we're going to bring him back. Third base is another position that I'm looking at in free agency. Bobby Dahlback is a potential guy that can come up for us at third base. He wasn't bad in September. Shortstop, I think we're good. Colson Montgomery had a really good year, in my opinion. No one's really going to contest him for that on this current roster, and I'm not really going to try and waste money bringing in a shortstop when we have Colson Montgomery on the up and up. Left field, we're going to have a bit of a problem, though, in my opinion, because we got Davis Schneider here, who did well when we brought him in. We have team control with him. Encarnacion had a down year, in my opinion, at the plate compared to last year. We have team control on him as well. We also just drafted a really nice left fielder. We have Corey Joltz, who we have team control on, can play multiple positions, handles a utility role for us if we need to. Gonna get his look in the spring. So, a bit of a log jam at left field. So, we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do there. Center field, we got Luis Robert Jr. We still have him on contract. He improved in some places and went down in others. I don't know. Definitely a down year for him. Less home runs. Just bad all around, in my opinion, at the plate. We have him on contract for another year. I don't know. This may be somebody we trade off in the offseason. I haven't decided. Was not too impressed with what he did on the field. Brandon Montgomery would bump up to AAA for us, and he did do well. We got Brandon Shelley at the AA level as well. So we have youth in development at center field, but until they're ready, we're going to have to find a solution. And if Luis Robert Jr. wants to be that guy, he's going to have to show it to us. Lawrence Butler, bad year, in my opinion. Started off wrong, picked it back up midway through the season, thought he was going to recover, and then he didn't even get past the Mendoza line. Yeah, terrible at the plate. Home runs dropped. We have team control on him. I'm willing to give the guy another shot, but if this is what we're going to get. Can't say that we're going to keep him around. In terms of team rankings, 24th in batting average, 6th in at-bats, 29th in runs, 19th in hits, 10th in doubles, 28th in triples, 30th in home runs, dead last, 29th in RBIs, 25th in stolen bases, 12th in caught stealing, 20th in stolen base percentage, 28th in walks, 27th in strikeouts, 29th in slugging percentage, 28th and on-base percentage, 28th in total bases. We were 6th in errors, 6th in fielding percentage, 25th in ERA. So quite possibly, fielding wasn't as big of a detriment to pitching as I had originally thought. We had 0 complete games, 23rd in shutouts, and 26th in saves. 20th with 25 blown saves. 17th in hits allowed, 25th in runs allowed, 25th in earned runs, 29th in home runs allowed, 30th on walks allowed, 20th in strikeouts, 28th in win percentage. So overall, we didn't do great, obviously. We got a lot of work to do. We got some youth we're developing. Gotta let this farm system kind of develop out. Gotta figure out what to do with some of the guys that we were trying to build around that haven't been producing, and decide what we're gonna attack in the offseason. And the Orioles would defeat the Phillies in the 2026 World Series. Max Scherzer to the Hall of Fame. So we got a lot of things we gotta work on. Do have to get a new farm director. May make some other coaching changes I haven't decided yet. We have some free agents we're going to have to decide what we want to do with, and then get into the nitty gritty of the off season. But we're going to conclude the episode here. The next episode will be the off season. It may just be the off season. Haven't decided yet. Really depends on how in depth of an off season we have. If we're making a lot of moves and it's going to take longer, it'll just be off season. But might get spring training in on the next one. I don't know how much spring training we're going to show. Might just run through a couple games, take a look at a few players. But yeah, give me a like, give me a subscribe. That way you can keep up to date with new content uploaded for these White Sox. And as always, go White Sox.